Hey, it's Dan. Welcome back. You're watching iAllegedly. And got a good one for you today. There's a theme today of banking, and it's also story time when it comes to banking. So get ready for this because you're going to hear this more and more and more right now. So please like the video. Please subscribe to the channel. Today we have a sponsor, Patriot Gold. I'll talk to you about them a little later, but let's get right into it. There are major banking problems right now. And Deutsche Bank, you've heard a lot of problems with them, and they're one of the largest banks in the world, but they have a liquidity problem, which means that they don't have enough money. And right now with the banks, there's a thing called fractional banking. Think about this. When you put money in your bank, they don't keep, every dollar that you put in. They don't have to keep it. And in fact, it went down less and less and less to where the percentages got so low that it's now zero. They do not have to keep your money in the bank physically. It's criminal, to say the least. But Deutsche Bank is such a liquidity problem. You can read the story below, in that they've issued new shares to help fund liquidity, and people can buy so many shares per day in Swiss francs, and it's going to supposedly help Deutsche Bank, survive through this, which it probably won't because of the problems that they have. They've got legal tax, all these different issues that they have. We've talked about them over the course of the last couple months, but it's just compounding and getting worse right now. So the banking industry as a whole is slashing their bonuses 30%. People are not getting the money this year that they've gotten years gone by. But remember, it's been such a great year. Everybody's made all this money and everything's fantastic, and that's not the case at all. So bank bonuses are, cut 30% right now at the end of 2022, which should tell you something. All these Wall Street fat cats, all they do is make money and fleece us. So right now, they're not getting their bonuses. I keep getting written, to by subscribers about the money problems that they have. And the problem with it is that Barb and Dave White in Mesa, Arizona, they go to their online banking and get locked out of their online bank account. What'd they do? They logged in from multiple devices. That was the big warning, scary thing that they shouldn't have done as far as the bank was concerned. Nothing nefarious, nothing bad. So think about it. Do you have an iPad? Do you have a computer? These people logged into their account, logged out, logged in from a different device, and the bank said, whoa, 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 this seems suspicious. Instead of issuing a warning or saying, call us, they froze the account to the tune of $50,000. So they cannot get their money out of the bank, and they've been trying to fight for 2 months to get this. They went to the local ombudsman, in Arizona again, and I keep getting these sent to me because it's compounding. But there is a theme to this because there's another woman that owns a construction company, and she deposited $20,000 in her account, and they froze the account. Hey, this is a suspicious deposit, so we're going to seal everything off, and you're not going to get access to this money. Wait a second. Got paid big money from a client to do a job, and now she can't cash a check. They're holding on to it. The woman that was the construction company, she finally got her money back after going to the Arizona local news station. This is a huge problem. There was a bank merger in Australia called UBank. Now, UBank merged with another bank, and UBank's been in business since 2008, and an online bank, kind of unique. People go make their deposits, and all of a sudden, they're starting to withhold funds, freezing people's individual accounts. No rhyme or reason. Now think about this. People that live in the same house, one person's getting the house, their funds frozen, one person is not. It's just not blanketed. So you can sit there and say, well, go to the bank and figure it out. There are no branches for UBank. It's only online. Uh-oh, got a problem. So these people, contact UBank. There's a great story below because it started to happen to more and more people. Thousands of people now are being, victimized by this and having their funds withheld. And Eubank says, wait a second, we did an upgrade to our website, and that's the problem. It's not a problem. It's the story time. The story time is, oh, that's not right. Don't worry about that. You have to understand this. Listen to these stories. Listen to what people are saying about this stuff, because you're seeing a theme here that people are having trouble. Banks are having trouble, and what they're doing is making things up to make it all okay. And this is not okay, guys, to say the least. So these poor people with Eubank can't get their money, and read the story from today, and there's thousands of people now, and it's just been multiplied. So, we're seeing this happen more and more, and I'm getting more and more deals sent to me, credit card deals, where people say, look at this, Dan, look at the savings rate. Crescent Bank, somebody sent me, we've got a 4.9% interest rate in a savings account. It's kind of high right now when you think about that. I don't know the financial solvency of Crescent Bank, but the point is that you're going to start to see these higher interest rate deals come out, but they could pay you 14%. It makes no difference if the bank is upside down or the bank has any issues, and I don't have an opinion on Crescent Bank one way or another, but be leery of stuff like this. The credit card deals, things like that. And again, people are writing me saying, hey Dan, I signed up for this credit card, and they were going to give me, if I had $3,000 in transaction, they were going to give me a $200 credit, and now I can't get it. We're changing the deal. Imagine changing the deal after the fact when you went out and got a credit card. There's that. The other thing that's happening with these banks, and again, story time, is people are signing up for credit cards, and they say, hey, you've been approved for, Midland Bank, and oh, we can't send out the card because the credit card embosser, the company, they can't emboss credit cards right now, so you're going to have to wait. How long? 60 days to get the card. Really? Well, maybe they don't have the money in the account to make sure that the credit cards are issued. Every time I've ever signed up for a credit card, the bank is so desperate for me to use the thing that they want it spent immediately, instantaneously. So are you experiencing things like this? Are you experiencing the problems with banks holding money? Guys, this is it. This is where you have to have multiple banks. If Dave and Barb White wouldn't have had their life savings of $50,000 in this one location, they could weather the storm. They can't weather the storm now. They have to borrow money from friends and relatives. Read the story below. It's been so embarrassing that we had to do this, and we have to, convince people that we have this money in the account and showing them this. When will they release it? Who knows? But the problem with this is you're seeing this globally. There is a banking charter and a organization that reviews banks in Ireland, and they just issued the problems with the banks internationally. Reports below, take a look at it. I won't bore you with all the details, but this is happening on a global scale. It's not just happening here in the States. It's not just Australia. We've talked about the Australian real estate, the problems with Australia. Now Ireland, Deutsche Bank, pay for everything in Swiss francs. Come on, guys. This is getting to be a serious issue, and people need to look at this. People need to understand that this doesn't go away overnight. Protect yourself. Have funds out of the bank. What would happen if you couldn't pay your bills for 60 days? Seriously. This is happening. Truist Bank, locking people out of their account, no access to online banking. It gets worse, guys. It just gets worse. So you have to have a plan for this stuff. Let's talk about our sponsor, Patriot Gold Group. People are getting more concerned by the week. And think about this. 80% of all retirees right now are concerned about their financial future. It's the highest level ever in the history since they've kept records of this. Now, when you look at banks like Deutsche Bank, Citibank, JP Morgan, Morgan Stanley, one thing that they're predicting is that the stock market's going to fall as much as 25%. And everybody's going to go back to gold. Robert Kiyosaki has said it's time to buy gold right now. He predicts that gold could go as high as $3,000 an ounce. $3,000 an ounce. When you look at the 2008 collapse and all the monetary problems that we had back then, one thing that happened was gold went from $800 to $1,600 an ounce. you need to get yourself an IRA or 401k that's backed by physical metals with Patriot Gold Group. Call them today, 888-330-1431. There is no obligation. They will give you a free investor guide, and it is, it's absolutely the time to do this. Look into this today. You have to protect yourself. Don't just trust me. Look at people like Robert Kiyosaki. He's putting everything into gold right now, and that's what he believes in. But $3,000 an ounce gold when it's at $1,750 an ounce, you need to be part of this before it's too late. Contact Patriot Gold today, 888-330-1431. Let them know that I allegedly sent you. Now, you need to take control of your own personal finances, to say the least. Bridgewater is the world's largest hedge fund. That's what they advertise. They were up as much as 30% this year. Not anymore. Now, they've lost so much money lately that they're only up 6%, which is good. Made 6% of your money. Nobody wants to hear that. Everybody wants to hear that they made 30. So there's that. And then you've got BlackRock. Now, BlackRock owns a real estate investment trust, and it's got $69 billion in assets to it. They just announced two things. They just announced that you cannot withdraw funds from this, and they're curbing withdrawals right now. I'm sure friends and family, okay, people in the know, I'm sure they're getting their money out. But here's the sickest part about this, is that they created a guide on what to tell people, on how to tell people to stay calm, how to tell people not to freak out when they're not getting their money. Hey, I've got $5 million in this. I need this money. Sir, it's all going to be good. Don't worry about this. Think about this. Read the story below. Story time for your money. We don't have it. We're not going to give it to you. But hey, stay calm. That's ridiculous. People, regardless of the amount of money, if it's a little or a lot, everybody thinks that they invented a way to make up a story to pay you. Oh, you didn't get the check? Oh my gosh. I know Jennifer mailed it. Let me talk to her. Hang on a second. Let me put you on hold. La, 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 la. Oh, wait. Jennifer went to lunch. I'll have her call you back. Oh, you're upset? Okay, well, hang on. Oh, she's having a doctor's appointment this afternoon. I'll have her call you tomorrow morning. You know, this is the game, guys. This is the game that you're being played. But imagine it being played with millions of dollars. And that's what's happening with these guys. So, BlackRock, story time. You're going to hear more of this. Just like you're going to hear more story time as far as why your funds were frozen at the bank. It's ridiculous, guys. It's mean. Why can I not get on to online banking? What's wrong with your website? Where's your IT department? Yeah, they're working on it. Okay. Why did you freeze my funds? Oh, the deposits didn't look right that you made in the account. So you have to draw the line someplace with this stuff, and when you're going to believe that there's real issues and when it's fake. So one thing I mentioned a couple months ago that was great was about restaurant closures, and around the country, man, you know, here in Orange County, California, we have a thing called the Orange County Register, paper that's here. One thing that they do at the register is they report every week restaurants that got closed because of health department concerns, which is fantastic. It's great. But around the country, like in Florida, I'm getting all these things. Dirty Denny's, a Denny's that was closed, you know, because of filth and vermin. And these make the news there. It's awesome. It's really awesome. Oh, by the way, guess what day it is? You got it. It's Mom Yoga Day. Not for me, but for you guys. It's Mom Yoga Day. So, the other thing is the pizza places that are dirty. I get a kick out of this stuff. If you ever want to show those stories from your local paper and how they shut things down and how they control the health department, that's crazy, guys. I really love this stuff. You know what's fascinating is how people in the crypto space are trying to say, listen, it's time to reevaluate this. Not in a bad way, but into like reassess what you put your money into. Well, when you look at FTX and you look at the debacle there and how this guy has no answers for where this money is at and the fact that they had no ledger that even bought Bitcoin. People should be furious right now, furious. Okay, you know, Bank of New York, okay, Mellon, they have an article. It's time to reassess your crypto portfolio. Yeah, okay, okay. Now, Three Arrows Capital, they went down for the count this year, and what they had, the assets that this company had, was decadent to say the least. They had boats and yachts and cars and all this stuff, but they had a boat, a yacht that they're trying to get $30 million for, and the boat is called Much Wow, which is a horrible name for a boat. I can show you guys boat. We should do boat names one day. I should just go and show you a bunch of different boat names. But Much Wow, okay, okay, much jackass. Anyways, kind of ridiculous at this point. But again, another crypto exchange that goes out of business, and we're all supposed to celebrate this and think that this is no big deal, and it's a huge deal. So one thing I keep getting stories about is people that are using charging stations for their electric vehicles and having problems with them damaging the vehicles after the fact. There's a place called Bowen Island, it's an island off of Canada, and there's this charging station that people use, and it caused $6,000 for the damage to these people's cars because it would just, it fried the starting battery. So, what a mess. People go out and they use these things in public and then realize that it's just causing all this damage. The luxury watch market, completely upside down. All these people put money into luxury watches and they're dropping like stones right now. Rolex is down a ton right now, absolutely a ton. Rolex had an inventory problem, earlier this year, even as much as this month right now. But Rolex did something to save the brand where they're going to have their own retail location and for the secondary market. So you're going to be able to buy things online from Rolex from the secondary market. The reason for that, it's not what you guys think. It's not, isn't this going to be great? You're going to be able to find inventory. No, it's to control the price, guys. That's why they're doing this. It's just like Honda did it. Honda, did a used car place. So did GM, now that you mention it. So this is kind of ridiculous, guys. And it's getting more and more, to that point. I don't know if you guys can see that guy out there on the board. Wouldn't it be great if a whale just swallowed him up right now? I think that would be awesome. He's way out there. Now I get a kick out of certain things. And again, story time. Remember a few weeks ago when you had that guy that was drunk and went into the wrong person's house, nowhere near his home, and went into this woman's room and fell asleep, and turned out to be the CFO, Chief Financial Officer for Tyson Foods. He's the nephew or the idiot grandson or somebody. He's like fourth in line to the company, and his last name is Tyson. He's John Tyson. Well, the company just had a vote of confidence for John. He's a brilliant CFO. No, he's got the last name Tyson. That's what it is. He's got the last name Tyson. So, again, the idiot grandson or idiot nephew, again, guy should be in jail for what he did, and they're going to charge him too. This is the best part, is that the story below, they're going to charge him with a crime. So he's got trouble coming. But Tyson Foods says he's a good guy. Final thing is, during this time, sometimes you have to use quick meals and buy things that have to be served up fast. And a staple in my house, especially when my kids were around, was mac and cheese. Now, there's a woman, and her name is Amanda Ramirez. I had to look that one again. And she's upset with Kraft macaroni and cheese because it says on the box it only takes 3.5 minutes from start to finish to complete this. And she's suing. She wants class action status for $5 million. Now, I don't know what Amanda does in her life that she's such a busy soul that she can't make macaroni and cheese and keeps track of it. But oh, what a pleasure. Wouldn't she be great to date? Oh my God, what a joy she would be. Okay, I can only imagine the complaints you'd have with her. Share your thoughts on that one. And again, Lawsuit City, $5 million, Kraft macaroni and cheese. You guys should sue over your charging your stupid electric cars that take, too much time. All the dealers that lied to you and told you it was going to be 5 minutes and you'd be in and out of there, or, Anyways, share your thoughts on all this stuff, guys. Please don't forget to hit the like button. Please subscribe to the channel. So much coming this week. Onward and upward, guys. I will see you guys very soon. But also, beware of story time, guys. These people that come out and make up these things, this is the beginning of the end financially. This is what they do. It's the big companies, and it's, it's big companies, small companies. Everybody does this. So get ready for it. I will see you guys very soon.